Back at it.
Man, they said we had next, Art.
Man,
You ready?
Yeah.
You know we can't get off the court, man.
Come on,
we
we still
once
on
they let
here.
us on the court.
We
So
still on here. We still hooping.
I like to come in and shoot threes right off the top.
Come on.
I'll put you in the post. But for today we got a special guest. We don't have a deacon, but we got one of my main man, $100,000. I know this dude since we was little kids. Bro.
Okay, now.
Way from the other side of the world, man. Smitty, you there? What's up, baby?
Yeah, what's going on, fellas?
Oh
What's
man,
going on, bro?
We've been in the show now with a few weeks, man. What was our 6-7 show now, Art, probably
Something like that.
and so the head man in charge let me know we can actually have a remote guest. I said, hey, why not?
Well, now let's do something different.
Smitty coming way from Germany, so
Shout out to Germany.
shout out to Germany, man. Let's get into the show, man. I guess we should start with the finals.
Let's go.
That's what's hot right now.
Uh-huh.
A lot of storylines that you can peel off with these two franchises that they both have never won the NBA title. They both kind of got it out the mud, man. They took their time building their roster up.
Mm-hmm.
They really didn't go about it the cheap route like a lot of these franchises do.
Nope.
I like Phoenix Suns. Let me get Bradley Beal. Let me get Durant. And the rest of the roster looks like crap. So, if you go back in time, past 8 years, one guy kind of holds both of these franchises together.
Mm-hmm.
Paul George. Do you remember how he was in the mix of both of these teams about how they look now? You go back to 2017. Paul George gets traded from the Indiana Pacers. Where does he go? He goes to Oklahoma City Thunder.
Team up with Melo.
Indiana gets Victor Oladipo, Domantas Sabonis. Then we go to 2022, 2021, one of those. That's the trade where Paul George leaves OKC. He goes to Los Angeles Clippers to team up with Kawhi. And then that's the trade that sent Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to OKC and the draft pick that turned to Jalen Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So you can build a franchise a number of different ways. I think now the NBA wants that. They want parity. You can't just sit up here and just throw money everywhere because you don't get penalized and luxury tax later on. So
not only that the league wanted, but I think these owners are wanted as much as the league as well because it's cheaper at the end. If you're getting players, on rookie deals and you're actually getting great players, and then they turn it into something that makes you look like a genius at the end of the day. But I know the Clippers.
Look how much money you got invested.
Yeah,
Kawhi, to me, he been stealing.
Oh man, yeah.
So, what you think? So
Come on, man.
But he has though, Smith. Think about it, man.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah, he just, he, regardless what he say, he's a hell of a talent. But the dude just, you don't know, man. One game, like he there, and then game two, he just out of the blue, he's not available. Like, what happened? What happened, dog? So. But before the series started, a lot of people thought it was going to be a wash. Every analyst, I don't care who you talk to, they just said it's like, OKC is your spot to just win, and this might be a sweep, 5 games.
It's still a wash, Mike. They won one game.
Tell me why.
Still a wash.
Tell me why it's a wash.
Look, man. Look, OKC cannot lose this series. Cannot. Based on the history from the past few years and their record alone, everything they've been done, if they lose this series, like it's a lot worse for them than for the Pacers. But I don't agree that it's a wash because the Pacers won one game. It can still be over in 5.
It can still be over. And this is what I said to Art before we got on. So you basically saying this team is so good that they can be like the Lakers, back when they played the Sixers. Sixers stole game 1 and Lakers won 4 straight. You think they're that good? Are they that good?
Yeah, they can do that. Just like the 04 Pistons did it.
I don't agree with you on that, Smell.
Because remember, just like the 04 Pistons, The Lakers stole that one game because Kobe hit that shot over Rip Hamilton. That's the same thing that happened game one.
That was game 2. The Pistons were up.
I mean, yeah. With the Pistons, it was game 2. But I'm just saying they stole the game, and the Lakers never won again. It's possible.
I don't see it though.
I don't either.
I think this might be a 6 or 7 game series.
That's what I'm thinking too.
I think they both match up very well, top to bottom. I think Indiana showed them, listen, we're in this series. I know everybody got us ousted in 4 or 5 games, but no, we here to stay. And I think it goes a lot of things gotta go right for Indiana as well as OKC. But between the both teams, Rick Carlisle is the better coach. He's been there. He knows how to win. And I really want to see how OKC answers next game, because if Indiana go in there and win 2 in a row, oh yeah, it's over. It's over.
I don't think that's happening.
OKC on paper is the better team, right? Let's just keep it a bug. They are the better team. They got the better star over there, so they are the better team. But I never ever count out the underdog. Look what they just did in game 1. Indiana Pacers, to me, is the best fourth quarter team in the NBA coming back. That I think OKC bit off a lot they can chew, and also that coach got out coached. Why are you taking out Chet and Hartenstein for?
Well, he benched Hartenstein.
Why?
He literally had Cason Wallace start game 1.
That's the most.
I have no idea. I have no idea
You
why
gave
he did
him.
that.
You gave any other game?
I have no idea why he did that. That. Go ahead, Smith.
My bad. I was just gonna say, like, this is where I can kind of agree with y'all a little bit, because OKC, like, even though they are the better team, you got to remember this is their first time, like, going to the finals. The Pacers do have that Rick Carlisle factor, as you pointed out. But a young team trying to come up, trying to win their first title, isn't always as easy.
If they don't,
I'm
gonna be honest with you. If OKC don't win this series, they're gonna be back. Shea is gonna get him a ring. I just don't think it may not be this season. I think Indiana, I think Indiana might take it. I really believe what I seen in game 1. I think they needed that game in order to win the series, and they won that game. I think it's going to be either 6 or 7 Indiana. I really believe that.
I just think y'all, you just got to look at what Indiana has been doing
the whole year
up to this point.
Yeah.
In the playoffs.
In the playoffs, yeah. Oh yeah.
We're talking about what they said. Halliburton has 5. He has 5 career game-winning or game-tying shots.
Playoffs
under 5 seconds in this year's playoffs. They say he's 5 for 5, and the rest of the NBA is 4 for 27.
Huh.
That's unheard of. Just look what he did to Cleveland. They got the first 2. They went to Cleveland, got the first 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then they beat you in Cleveland to clinch the series. They were down 19 in the first half. He hits 5 threes. The lead is down to 4. They just walk you down, man.
Mm-hmm.
They just walk you down. They don't give up. They did it to New York game 1. You down 17 with 3 minutes, man. You down 10 with a minute left in the game. This is they're doing stuff that's unheard of.
Yep.
They say any other time a team is down by 10 points, I think under 2 minutes left, you were 0-182. You're not winning anything. They just defying all odds, man. So to me, as great as OKC is, the defense, everybody want to talk about, the Pacers is battle tested. Just look at how they got there. OKC wipes the floor with Memphis. No, easy. Mm-hmm. Okay, you had a tough little roll with Denver, but you took care of Minnesota.
Yeah, and I'm not throwing no shade to OKC because they're a really good team.
They are.
I just think Mark, that the coach for OKC, what's his name? Mark Daigneault.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna outcoach his own self.
Right.
Because those moves that he did, like that's horrible. Why would you do that? That's crazy. You're gonna readjust and you're gonna Get yourself out the playoffs.
Just
doing
look
that.
like a coward move. Like you have to
Why would you
bow
do that?
down to them. You guys are the #1 seed in the
in the
East
NBA.
and West.
Yes.
I'm not changing nothing for
Nothing.
nobody. You gotta change what I'm doing. So
I don't know. I still think y'all putting too much on game one. Like I said,
I
it's,
do though, because that's what we seen.
I mean, I got you, but it's not like the Pacers went through much tougher competition
You don't
than the
think so?
Thunder.
wow.
No, Cleveland, Mike, you know, I never believed in Cleveland. You know, I've been telling you all year, Cleveland is not that team that they huh?
I agree with you. But they were still the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
They were, but we all know in the second half, like the second half of the season, something happened to Cleveland. Like they wasn't that same team. They went on what? How many games in a row they win? Like almost 40.
They won 15 straight to start the season.
Yeah, but I think, but like by the All-Star break, they was like what? Almost didn't even lose double-digit games. But then after that, they started losing, and then you didn't believe in New York at all.
No, I didn't. But
So,
you
like,
did. But you did because we had a bet.
I did.
You lost.
I
You
did.
lost. So the point is, Indiana is used to being underdogs. They've been underdogs every single series. That's a fact. All I'm saying is, I feel like Indiana has been in more situations where they had to come back or it's closer. Like to me, OKC just been kind of coasting. Like Minnesota just
they
looked
coasted
like,
against Denver.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only series that was. But I'm saying other than that, round 1 against Memphis was nothing, and the West Conference Finals was nothing.
Denver didn't have Mike Malone, so we didn't.
Oh, you think it was that?
We didn't get the best out of Denver because Denver didn't have the coach. So I'm not going to even say that. That was an easy victory for them. They didn't play them that hard. They played
for the Thunder.
Yeah,
that went to Game 7.
It went to Game 7.
Game 7, they got blown off the floor.
They did, but it went to Game 7. That's not an easy victory.
But that's what I'm saying about the OKC coach, Mark Daigneault. He be doing some things that's very much questionable. Like I can go through a list of the mistakes that he made in that Denver series. He's supposed to blew them out. OKC's supposed to blew them out.
I think had you had a healthy Michael Porter Jr. because his shoulder was messed up.
Facts.
Had Aaron Gordon not had that hamstring,
and Mike Malone would have been
there's a chance OKC's at the crib.
I was pulling for Denver anyway, so
Denver.
Yeah, he was going for Denver. His girl from Denver.
Okay. I mean, I like Denver. I mess with the Yoke, the best center in the league. Let's keep it a buck.
He is.
So yeah, I mess with Denver, but as far as this Indiana OKC series, it's gonna be a grinded out series. It's gonna be a really great series. I really want Indiana to win. That's where I just love that underdog. I love the grind and the grit that Indiana come with. But I know for a fact OKC is the better team. But I always got to get an edge to who's the better coach, who's been there, who's built for it. I think Indiana played the tougher teams, the more grittier teams, so they're more prepared for whatever OKC is going to bring them. Yeah, they played Denver. Denver did give them, but Denver don't want to body you. Denver don't want to play gritty. For real, their most grittier player on Denver was Russell Westbrook. He was the only one that was down there banging, and he's the guard.
Jokic don't even play. He don't even play defense.
Yeah, Jokic ain't nobody doing none of that. They want to freeze. They want to, you know what I mean. So I think the way the battle testaments, I think Indiana had the true testament because New York gave them everything they had. They just couldn't close them out.
And for OKC to be the #1 defense, this is what Indiana did to them, man.
Nope.
They make 18 threes.
Yep.
50% from 3.
Yep.
They scored 66 points on them in the second half. They got 6 people in double figures, man. We talking about Siakam goes 19 and 10. Halliburton goes 14 and 10 and 6.
Solid. That's solid.
Naismith 10 points, 12 rebounds.
Solid.
Miles Turner 15 points, 9 rebounds.
I'm them rebounds.
Nembhard 14 points, 6. It's just
how many rebounds did Nembhard had?
6 rebounds.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry. He had 4 rebounds, 6 assists. I'm just saying. And then you got Obi Toppin 5 threes off the bench.
That's solid. That's what you
TJ
need.
McConnell running around. They go 8-9 deep, easy, dude,
Mm-hmm.
easy.
They tough.
And if you're gonna, because this the method to beat OKC in my opinion. If Shea want to get his, but don't let them other people, and they didn't. Jalen Williams had 17 points, 6 for 19 from the field. Chet had 6 points, 2 for 9 in 23 minutes, bro. That's it. That's it.
So here's the thing, though. The only thing I would say about that strategy is they won off of a Hail Mary 3-pointer.
That wasn't a 3.
I mean, 3-2. Well,
and it wasn't a Hail Mary. That was a set. He took a jumper.
I'm just saying.
That was a set play.
I'm just saying it was the last second, and they won by 1 point. Had they had won by like 5-10 points, I would agree with you. Like winning by 1 point doesn't mean just stop Shea, and you can win the game because they lost the game.
What Indiana got to do is OKC showed you how they're gonna come out. They're gonna come out high power offense. They're gonna OKC is gonna try to outscore you. They're gonna try to outscore you. What Indiana got to do is just stay close, and then kill, and then walk away in the fourth quarter like they've been doing the whole series. That's all they got to do.
And how about not commit 20 turnovers in the first half?
Got to do. Yeah, they got to clean that up. Absolutely.
But they did. That's the thing. In the second half, they did. They only had 4.
That's right.
So
it's coaching.
If you don't turn the ball over, they probably win by 10. Really?
Or close to 10,
or at least
like
6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
They shot the 3 better. They don't turn the ball over. They got Mathurin, McConnell.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Smitty a question. Smitty, I want to ask what OKC needs to do better. What you see that OKC needs to do better to be Indiana. The second game, not the series, just this game too.
So I'm not gonna lie. Due to the time, I did not see the first game. I saw highlights.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he like 6 hours ahead of us.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the Germany. Germany. Go ahead.
But I just feel like because just looking at the stats from what I'm seeing, the 24 turnovers, you can't just say, well, they just committed 20 turnovers. Obviously, that got something to do with OKC.
Right. I agree.
If they just turn up whatever they did in the first half, turn that up with the defense, I think they'll be fine. Because like I said, they won by 1 point. Basically, that's like it's not. You can't really say this person decisively better than this person. Right. Like really, it's kind of like split in the middle when you win by 1 point at this point. Going into game 2, you can't really say who's going to win game 2. Like just looking at it, because Shea still got 38 from what I'm looking at. Absolutely. I mean, they shot 36% from 3. I mean, they really just need to pay more attention to the Pacers of shooting from long distance. From what I'm looking at on the stat sheet.
I just think, Smith, like when you can force a team into that many turnovers, and then you only get 11 points off of that many turnovers, that means they got back, and they didn't let you do what you normally do. When you commit that many turnovers against OKC, they run up and down the court, making you look silly. It's you down 30. It didn't happen. Indiana stayed with it. Yep. They forced a lot of dumb passes and the goofy stuff that we don't see. Yeah. Obi Toppin came in, he had 3 straight turnovers. Bouncing off his knee, he run out of bounds.
It's gonna happen. Turnovers gonna happen.
But the fact that you can cut, they only allowed 11 points off of that many turnovers. To me, okay, see what else do you have? Because Lou Dort
that's good for the that's good for the Pacers, but you got again. That's what I'm saying. You got to look at it both ways. Game 1, they only offered 11 points off of 24 turnovers. You don't think coach go grill that into? Hey, we had 24 turnovers. We only had 11 points.
Oh, it's gonna be different in this game. Oh, it's gonna be different.
The difference is that Indiana's not. I don't believe they're gonna commit that many turnovers next game. That's the thing.
It's gonna be.
Even if it's not 24, if it was like 10, 15, like the point is you got to know that they go like that point you just made. They see that same thing. Like, damn, we only got 11 points off 24 turnovers. Like now they know we got to score off these turnovers. And just like you said, Indiana is going like, we can't commit this many turnovers. Whatever they're doing.
I'm not going to disrespect OKC, and I'm going to tell them that. I'm going to say this. OKC is probably going to win the next game. And here's the
I agree.
And here's the reason why. They pissed off, right? They know they had that game. They think in their mind that they had game one, but what Indiana has to do is they have to show them that they're not backing down. They gotta when they score, they gotta go down there and score too. And then they gotta play sound defense just as well as OKC is gonna play sound defense. They gotta match the intensity on the defensive end just as well as OKC is gonna try to outscore them, 20 to 5, because that's what they do. But it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. It's not gonna be a blowout. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I think it's gonna be a really good game. And I think OKC is gonna prove why they're the better team, and they're gonna do it game 2. I think game 2 is probably gonna be OKC's best game of the series. Because they never had an opportunity to show what they can do when they're back up against the wall. Because at this point, it's kind of looking even now. What Indiana just did,
very much so.
It's looking even.
And you got to think too. Again, I just think we're a lot of people just undervalue the Pacers. They really did.
I don't know why.
They really, and I don't know why either. Because from top to bottom, man, I just like their entire roster. Rick Carlisle is one of 6 coaches all time.
He's
one of 6 coaches all time to take 2 different teams to the finals. And we talking about he in there with some heavy hitters. I'm talking about Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, and Larry Brown. Is included in that discussion. So this dude ain't no slouch.
No, he's not.
He. I just think about when he was in Detroit. He had people on his team like Clifford Robinson and Michael Curry, and he won 2 back-to-back 50-game seasons with a roster like that. And now then he had the Mavericks and he got the title with them. You got Dirk, and he knows how to change the philosophy with his personnel.
And don't forget, he won as a player too.
Yeah, he's from the Celtics. And listen, man, this ain't go. Mark Daigneault and the OKC Thunder, y'all very good team, up and coming. I don't know. That's what y'all might have ran into somebody that's just as good as you.
Yes, bro.
They shoot the 3 better than you. To me, if you talk about Naismith, Nembhard, and Siakam, I put them up against
anybody.
Dort and Chet and
any day,
and Jay Williams.
Any day.
Siakam has a chip. He has a ring. Like, this ain't about to be. Y'all keep talking like Indiana about to lay down.
And think about Siakam. He get better, man, when the play will look like deeper in the playoffs you go. Like, each game, that man gets better and better and better every game. Every game he gets better. So game 2, he's definitely gonna get. He probably have 25 and 15.
Look at what he did to New York.
I know. Every game
2, he had 39.
I know. Easy.
What I'm saying is, you don't know where it's gonna come from.
Naismith
hit 6 threes in game 1. Toppin hits 5 threes in game 1 of the finals.
And then Thomas Bryant.
He hitting corner threes.
He getting corner threes out of nowhere. I know the Lakers what was that at?
It's just too many people.
Yeah,
it's just, I don't know. So Smith, okay. So since it sound like me. All right, I got Indiana. Do you?
Of course.
Smith sound like he going OKC. Yeah. Okay, so Smith.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think OKC going to win the next 4.
No way. I know. I don't know. I don't believe you. I don't even think you believe that.
That's just,
I don't even think you believe
that. Lets you know. I thought you were a basketball man.
Huh?
You gotta know, Smith.
You think
there's
OKC
no way you
win
can
the next
genuinely
4?
mean that, bro.
Yeah.
Because if you mean that, we got to put a bet on it.
I think OKC.
See,
I think they definitely go take the next 2.
He ain't gonna put no bet on this, man.
And
no, they not.
Honestly, if the Pacers don't win game 3, I definitely think it's over.
No.
But I think OKC, because you don't want to get them home court back.
I mean,
I don't even think it matters.
Indiana has shown they can win at your house.
I don't even think it matters.
It don't matter to them.
Yeah.
It don't matter to them. They can dance with.
I mean, by one point, like I said, I don't even look at that as like
these 2 rounds. They won both games in the previous 2 rounds on the road. They went up 2-0 against New York, 2-0 against Cleveland. What makes you so confident that OKC gonna win game 2?
Because OKC,
I don't think
Okay.
it is, bro. Like,
I'm saying
why is everybody
OKC.
acting like these dudes about to
yeah,
just let them win game
yeah,
2? I don't think
yeah.
it's a guarantee.
I'm saying that OKC is going to win it because game 2 because
This day season, you don't win game 2,
right,
night.
it's over. Right, they got to win game
Put
2.
you to bed.
That's a must win for OKC.
See everybody in 2026.
If Indiana win game 2, it's night.
This series is over.
In 5.
So
It'll be over in 5.
I think OKC win game 2 by at least 10 or more points. Because I think in the back of their mind, they like, look, these guys won a lot of games off last second shots. We not gonna let them get the chance to do that.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I think Indiana's gonna clean up a lot of those turnovers. And I think it's going to be a lot
It's
more
going to be a different game.
even than what people. I don't think they're going to get popped. I don't. I just don't. I can't see. This the finals, man. This the finals.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody about to be losing by 20 or 30. I'm trying to get that chip. So
man, how many times? Man, come on. How many times have you seen people lose by 20, 30?
I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I just feel like
I think it just happened last year, didn't it?
No, Dallas was getting a behind kid, but. I don't know. I get a lot of respect to the Pacers. I do.
But the thing about last year and this year is that we got 2 teams, right?
Yeah, we got two fresh teams,
right? That plays defense and offense very well.
And just to, I don't think we mentioned this. Just to keep it a buck, these are literally in the NBA the top 2 teams in basketball since January.
That's fair.
OKC went 55-13.
Yep.
Indiana was 46-18, right there.
Yep.
These probably are the 2 best teams that made it to the finals.
It is. So that's no fact. You ain't saying no lies, bro.
I take Rick Carr. I get him a lot. I don't know. I
gotta
just think
give him the
everybody
credit.
keeps thinking, OKC, they about to blow them out. They about to win 4 straight. No, they not.
That's not how this. That's not how.
That's not how this about to go.
That's not how I go. That's not how it's about to go. That's a good team right there.
I'm just happy. It looks like we have a good series on our hands.
Oh, it's definitely good.
So
even game 1 was entertaining.
But I'm saying everybody thought it was going to be a sweep or OKC in 5, and I'm like, I don't.
No.
Well, y'all. Okay, so game 2, you got OKC, Smith.
Yeah, I got OKC.
Okay, you got OKC.
No. Well, game 2, OKC win. OKC win game 2.
Okay, I got Indiana going up 2-0 back home.
Okay.
Damn. All right, y'all. Let's move over to the next order of business. We saw another coach
get clipped.
A lot of people kind of felt it was out of nowhere with Tibbs getting fired by the Knicks. Me and Art had discussion. I agree with it. Like, I understand he took y'all the furthest in the last 25 years. I get all that. I'm just looking at the totality of him being in New York, and I just think his totality as a head coach. I just think he's solid. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. He definitely, you can see a Tom Thibodeau coach team. They're gonna play hard. They're gonna be gritty defense. I just think he's limited when it comes to the other side of the ball, which is offense. Just like a lot of NFL coaches, they all defense, but they can't score. So to me, I'm not surprised. Like, I feel like if I'm the top guys in New York, and I'm like, I've seen this. Like, I've seen this story over and over. He did it in Chicago. He did it in Minnesota. For 5 years, he even his record overall in New York, he won 56%. That's not great. It's cool. It's not even his record in the playoffs, man. He's 24-23. In Chicago, he was 23-28. It's
But see, and this is what me and you differ at, because your record define you. Yeah, dude. That's how you get other jobs. But we're thinking about what's going on in the present. Was how it presently looked and presently constructed. Tibbs did not deserve to get fired.
Okay.
He did not deserve to get fired. Who deserved to get fired was Leon Rose. Let's just go ahead and say it right now. That's who deserved to get fired.
He gave up all them picks for one guy who he's never made an All-Star team.
Right. So now what you're doing is, whoever's going to be their next coach, you really don't have nothing to work with. So is the Knicks going to suck? What are you doing?
What you think?
Who's
Smith?
next?
So I'm a little bit with Mike on this one. But it's not really because the record. But I'm definitely not surprised he got fired because I've been hearing reports about him like probably dating back to last year about.
So, okay, so if you I'm sorry, not to cut you off. So both of y'all, if you both of y'all was GMs, right? You're president of basketball operations, and you just in over 25 years, this coach comes in this year and makes your team go to the Eastern Conference Finals. It was 2 games away from going to the finals. 5 days, less than 5 days later, you fired said coach. Why?
Because in my mind,
okay.
Huh?
Go ahead.
In my mind, they should have never even been in that position, anyways. They should have never even beat the Pistons.
That's what I said. Remember, I said that too, Art. Technically, a lot of things went the Knicks' way.
Okay,
it just did.
But is it his fault, or is it?
No. I basically what I'm saying.
I mean, it's kind of his fault with the way. So I'm pretty sure y'all been hearing the reports about, and this probably go way back to Chicago for how much he played his players.
That's another thing I said.
This was going way back. So if the players are, because I heard a report, I forgot who it was.
We penalize a coach for playing his players a lot. What are we saying here?
What do you mean? What just happened to my man's with the Lakers when he played them the whole game and they lost?
AJ Redick sure did.
Here's my thing.
He ain't get fired, but they ate him up in the media.
Here's my thing. I like to look at the positive and what you did for a franchise, and that's what I'm doing. Everything that we're saying is, it's not bigger than what he did for that state.
If the players have a problem with him playing them that much, and they're because this came out in the media, the
problem with him.
I already told you what happened. You saw him get into a Josh Hart on the sideline, and you saw they
Josh
said,
Hart he was benched for
that didn't happen. I'm talking about the regular season. This happened.
No, yeah. So it's not just Josh Hart. It's a couple of guys that has a problem with how much he played them.
Mikal Bridges, he had a full blown conversation with him about it, and it's like he looking like so. Remember, they say he didn't listen to the coaching staff. They said during the exit interviews with all the players, more than 2 or 3 people complained about it.
Okay, so here's my thing. I understand what y'all saying, and I'm not disagreeing with that. But what I'm saying is this: if you got somebody else to put in, then you put him in. Who you have? You gotta play him like that.
But that's not the. I hear what you're saying, but if you look at his track record, that's the way he coached. It's not just with the Knicks.
My thing is, so why hire him? You know he's coming with this same.
So basically, just
playing
game plan. Stay there. Just let him stay there.
I mean, but why hire him?
I don't.
You hire him knowing that he's going to be the exact same coach.
They probably didn't know that.
They got the right. They got the right to fire him if they're tired of it.
Okay.
They got the right to fire. After 5 years, I'm tired of it.
Okay, listen. My thing is this: if you hire me, you check my resume, and you know how I'm coming. So I'm telling you, this is my. When you interview a coach, you gotta bring a game plan to your general manager, to your president of basketball. They want to see how you gonna currently orchestrate this team and what's your plan. He told them what he was gonna do. This is how he's gonna play. This is how he's gonna coach. And he was hired. I don't think he's a bad coach. I just think he's a stubborn coach.
Okay, all right. So I got a question.
You're not a bad.
Wait, I got a question for you. Like, all right, let's take what me and Mike talking about at the table about playing the players too much. Okay. You a GM. This is 5th season, right?
Okay.
Is it his 5th?
Yeah.
Do you think you got to ask yourself this question? Do you think with him as the coach, with that team constructed, they would have made it back to the Eastern Conference next year?
With currently with that team, my thing is that's what I was saying.
No,
I think he deserved another year.
Just say no.
I think he deserved. No, I'm not gonna say that.
You know they weren't making it back to the conference finals.
I think he deserved another year.
Man.
I think he deserved another year.
He wasn't gonna get back, Art.
How you know that?
He's not a champion. Is it? He's coming with no jewelry on, bro. He has no jewelry to. You can, if you want to be that way, that's your business. But I have the right as upper management to say I don't want to see this no more. Look, just take for example Rick Carlisle, the guy he just lost to. Look how he's adapted throughout the years, man. Just look how he's.
But we don't definitively know why he got fired. We don't know because the Knicks hasn't came on to say why.
And they was reporting on NBA Today that that players would try to talk to him. The coach that he doesn't want to listen, dude. It's like his way to highway type.
Okay, so my thing is this: so if you took your team to Eastern Conference Finals, and you're saying what you do works, because you took a team to the Eastern Conference, how what can someone say to me?
I look at it like this. I look at it like this: if you can't seem to get along with the people that you work with, that you see every day, if we not mention, if it's like it's not like Malik Beasley,
you're not gonna get
Malik Beasley said when he came to Detroit, this is the most fun he's ever had in his whole career in the NBA. You have to create a nice environment. Now, when we had Monty Williams, they said it was terrible. You coming out, everybody want to cry like it's a funeral.
I get what you're saying, but
who wants to come to work like that, bro?
But you're not gonna get along with everybody you coach. You're not.
Hey, I just want to read you this one paragraph that I put up this article. Okay. It said Tom Thibodeau is long known for playing his starters big minutes, even as the league moves towards using rest more in lowest management area. He leaned heavily on his starting five, playing them far more than any other five-man group in the NBA. Far more.
But do we know definitively that that's why he got fired? No.
It's a mixture of that. I think it's a mixture of that and him not being willing to listen to anybody else. That's what you have to be able to get
So we're saying we're gonna cut out. So we're just gonna say the biggest thing that he did for those fans is get that team to the Eastern Conference Finals, and that's not enough. You're worrying about because a player.
But why did they get to the East Finals? But why did they get there?
Because everything happened the right way.
Everything happened for them. And they got lucky.
Usually that's how it goes.
They were very lucky.
But usually that's how it goes. Am I right?
Especially round one against Detroit. Detroit should have beat them, bro.
I mean, yeah.
I know we can't.
I'm biased.
Even with Boston, like Jason Tatum got injured. What, game 3, 4?
Nah. I will say this, Smith. At that point, they was already down 7, and it was like 2.5 left in the game.
They still lost that game.
They probably still was going to go at 3-1 on Boston. So
Boston got beat. They got to figure that out. Boston got to figure that out.
Kristaps his mind is somewhere else.
Something's going on.
So they don't have a big. Al Horford's old.
The Knicks beat the Celtics.
I will give them that. But I just think sometimes if you want to stick around this league, you got to be willing to adapt and show that you can coach to your personnel. You can't. Your style, the way you want to do it, may not work for the group that you have. And I don't think he has like Rick Carlisle. I keep thinking about Rick Carlisle. I go back 20 years. It's just the way he could take that type of roster you had with Cliff Robinson and Michael Curry.
Let me say this.
It's just
Tibbs is not my style. Of coach, and that I'm gonna say, oh yeah, he the best coach out here. He's from that same pedigree, like Coach Pop. My way is gonna work. Same thing with Phil Jackson. My way is gonna work. Triangle. What Pop does and
Phil got over. Phil had all the
Hall
of Famers.
He's still in that same kind of pedigree. So it's not attractive to me. But I'm not gonna can him, man, because he does it his way, and because a few players then like that he played it more minutes. I'm not. So what? Get over it.
If coaches could get fired after winning a championship, he could get fired for taking somebody to the East Finals.
There you go. Mike Malone got fired 2 years ago. He won a chip. Not bad. Not bad. Smith.
Not even just him. Flip Saunders, not Flip Saunders. Who the Lakers win a championship with? Goddamn, Frank Vogel.
But here's what I'm saying about that's why
they got jewelry art.
And I'm saying this about the Knicks. I'm on the side of the Knicks fans, right? Because I feel bad for them because they may not ever see probably within the next 5 to 10
Do you
years,
really-
another Eastern Conference
So you
Finals.
really think he's that good of a
No,
coach?
no,
that
I'm
they
saying
can't-
I'm
man, I
the
don't know
moves
about
that they made, what they did. You don't know if Brunson gonna be like, because my pop's not here and my pop's best friend ain't here, I ain't want to trade. You don't know that definitively.
So Tibbs and his dad was best friends.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I know that either.
I look at it.
The reason why Brunson went over there is because Tibbs hired his father. I'm going over there. I'm going to play for the Knicks.
Maybe it has something to do with it.
So you fired a guy, and your star player father is about to get fired too because he hired him. So when so now you don't think your star player is gonna be gruntled?
Maybe sometimes they might keep some people from the coaching staff before. I don't know.
I'm just saying
yeah,
that's it. That's I'm just saying as a Knicks, like I'm not a Knicks fan, but I'm on the side of the Knicks fans that say we may not ever see this again.
But let's okay. Since you would,
I wouldn't go that far just because of Tips.
We
I
may
mean,
not.
I think that's kind of far.
We may not see this within the next 5 to 10 years.
I'm not gonna say that, bro. Let's take.
So you think you're gonna see them come to the Eastern Conference Finals within the next 5 years?
Let's take.
So let's say they get Kevin Durant next year. You don't think they can make it to the East Finals?
It's impossible for them to do that. They cannot. Do
Man,
that.
ain't nothing impossible in the NBA. We just seen Luka Doncic go to the Lakers.
I don't know, man. You got Carl Towns, Brunson, and
So
KD. That's all right. That's all right in the East.
How you gonna get them?
Okay.
You can get them. They for one, they cash strap, but two, they don't have no picks to give up. You can't. There's no way to get them.
They said at the trade deadline they tried to get him. They made an offer for Durant at the deadline.
Durant ain't taking nothing. No, he ain't taking a pay cut. He's not taking.
I just
no
think
pay
to
cut.
say like next 5 to 10 years the Knicks ain't gonna be like
don't-
he was their savior.
I'm not saying that neither, but I'm saying you got to go with just like everybody. You got to go with the vibe. The vibe right now is they went to these conference finals. That's what we know that for a fact.
To give him a little love. I'm not gonna be totally disrespectful of Tibbs. Tibbs is a solid, very solid. He has a lot of respect amongst other coaches in the league. He did win the Coach of the Year in 2021, and he did get them to playoffs after missing 8 straight years. I know, I'm not gonna totally just act like he's nothing
and keep going.
What I'm saying is, if you're talking about getting a championship, getting to the next, I don't know if he's the guy to do it.
Okay, but here's it is, and I understand. I get that. So when you're looking at your other coaches, that's the candidates. I have a coach right now that just went to the Eastern Conference Finals. So you mean to tell me that your next coach is going to get you to the finals?
I'm not saying Tibbs is a bad coach. What I'm saying is I can understand why they fired him.
Right. I guess that's what we're trying to say. I get it.
But what do you know? Well, what do we know that he got fired?
What you mean?
Nobody said why he got fired.
So
without them even saying that, I can make up my own reasons as to why I would have fired him.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all I'm trying to think about in their mind. What are they thinking? I'm like, yeah, I can see. Oh, he didn't want to play the bench the whole season. Nah, you know what? We in the conference finals now. We down 2-0. Let me go ahead and start Mitchell Robinson. You ain't doing none of this stuff.
But y'all not looking at it. Y'all taking it a little personal.
No, we not.
I'm gonna tell you why. Listen.
I don't care about
the Knicks.
No, listen. Okay, all right, listen. You're saying what he's not doing, but he made it to the Eastern Conference Finals doing it the way y'all saying why he did that. He won. When you play this game, when you coach this game, you do this to win. He won. He got to the ECF. What are we talking about?
I guess what we're talking about is
you play this game to win, right?
In the grand scheme of things.
So it's a players' league.
Don't matter.
I just don't think
did you win?
No. Listen,
you get to these guys.
They did get there, but if like Mike said, if your players are voicing a concern,
I don't like
with
the Knicks.
coach,
I don't like the Knicks, but I want a spade, and my thing is this: if that man got you to the Eastern Conference Finals and you fired him, you got somebody else that's gonna come in to get you to the finals. I feel bad for the Knicks fans. That's it. I do.
But who's to say they can't? Who's to say they can't make? I like I said, I think them making it to the Eastern Conference Finals was a fluke, anyways.
Dang,
But
that ain't bad neither. I'm kind of I can't dispute that either. But you gotta be lucky too when you win. A lot of things have to go right. That is true. A lot of things have to go right. They did get there. I won't take away. Detroit was not 100. They beat Boston, but Indiana they just look like a mismatch. Not only because Indiana's a little better than them, because I just feel like Rick Carlisle's just he that dude.
I mean, Rick Carlisle was a better coach for sure.
You going to get somebody else that's like that?
Oh, yeah, Rick Carlisle definitely been the coach. I'm not saying
also
that man meant to get
it
fired.
could be a thing where the GM know he in the corner to where he not gonna get more players, and to save himself, he just went to the hey, look, we gotta get rid of Tibbs, putting it all on Tibbs, knowing
that's exactly
like you just said, he don't got the money or assets to get nobody else over there. It could be a thing like that too.
Yeah, that's true.
I it's just one of those things.
So what are we gonna do? We're gonna agree to disagree on this.
What's that?
We're gonna agree to disagree. We're gonna agree to disagree.
What?
On
yeah. I don't. Yeah,
we're gonna agree to
I'm not on your side on this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not on your side with this one. I just think it was kind of not fair, and that's the way how the Knicks is, man. They always want to save face and this and that and the other, but it's cool though. Well, we're gonna see what they do next season.
Yeah,
flop. I think so.
Well, Smith, man,
thank you, A.A. Smith.
I appreciate you, bro.
Salute, man.
Thanks for coming on the show,
man.
Yeah.
We gotta do this.
No problem,
man.
Again, man.
Gonna do this again, bro.
Anybody that's watching,
oh
man,
yeah, for sure.
Just trying to, have a good time with this sports talk. We appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah,
we got next. We see y'all next week.
See y'all next week.